last thing you ever see again. I will try.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear me. That was the brand new state-of-the-art intro made by the lovely Connor JB, part of the dev team. We're going to introduce them shortly, and I'm going to just head on over to the Discord because we're here to talk today about Star Trek Armada 3 beta release, and I am excited. So let's go say hello. I think we've got our lovely, glorious Stellar Parallax dev team leader, Mr. Gorkin Gaming, with us, Mr. Max, who's with us today, and also Connor JB, the wonderful maker of that video. Let's go pop over to Discord and say hello. Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing? Are they all here? Are they quiet?
Yeah, I'm so sorry the video was lagging behind, so I was like, still listening to you on the video. So
That's okay. That's okay. So as I said, we've got Max, we've got Connor. It's been a while since we've had you on the Stellar Parallax channel. I think the last time was during the Dominion stream for you, Max. And Connor, I can't even remember when I last had you on the stream. How long has it been?
Well, I don't think I've been on for a while, to be fair, with various things. Live, really, just gets in the way. But no, it's nice to live.
AOTF1, AOTF2.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
The comments right now, everyone's like, where are the 700,000 other enterprises, says Mr. Dark.
Oh, you render 700,000 enterprises on your private single PC.
Yeah, burning. There's burning.
Absolutely. Now, I do believe he's silent at the moment. He's muted because I don't know if he's got push to talk. But we do have a sneaky guest, last minute guest. I can see Goal Survives is also in the channel. Are you there, Mr. Goal? Or are you muted permanently? We'll find out in a second. He'll either come on.
More after this.
He'll work out there. He'll just have to set up his push to talk. Is he there?
Do you like playing mobile games? Rady Shady is a very good one.
Is he there? Is he going to say hello? Can we coax it out of Gold?
Hello.
No, I think his mic might be playing up. But we do have a Goal Survives in the chat as well. Maybe he'll speak in a little bit and surprise us and scare us all. Give me a heart attack.
Just hear
What? I think everybody. The number one question I get asked is when are we going to see Goal again on a stream? And so that is literally usually the number one question for this. There's an echo.
Never.
There he is. There's an echo for the Discord audio on stream. Let me just look into that. It's probably some weird OBS.
Yeah, I did notice that one when the trailer was playing as well, but I thought it was just like my YouTube acting up.
Audio. I don't know. I always have this problem with my audio, Max. It's a regular thing.
Really?
Yeah. Don't know.
I did not know this. Today I learned.
Could be. Don't know.
It's just the attitude of you young people these days.
Is it everyone echoing on the stream, or is it just me? Tell me, guys, in the chat. While I'm trying to fiddle as well.
Got the preview on it. If you've got the preview on, it'll be playing twice.
Have I got the preview on? No, I haven't got the preview on. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I don't know.
When the moon hits your big pizza pie like your eye, that's amore.
Maybe there is an echo. I don't know where it's coming from. OBS, why are you not working? Anyway, because I'm a terrible streamer, and I think we all know this, there's always a sound problem somewhere that I somehow manage to find. And this is because I don't stream regularly anymore. But back in the old days, I used to stream regularly, and this was never a problem because it would always be perfectly set up. But
yeah, Goal used to stream as well. It's like he used to
do a lot of things. We used to share a channel. It was exciting times.
Oh, Goal, we have a request in the chat. Goal, please say double the details in all processing. We need more dilithium. You know which voice you got to do it in.
Welcome miners to death if you must.
Let me see. So it's not audio out.
Not those miners.
Not those miners. No, I really can't work out why it's echoing, but I apologise, guys. If it's
are we understandable? How can I be
Max is the one echoing.
Yeah, I'm echoing as well, I think.
Oh, interesting. Just audio input capture, audio output capture.
Maybe you're capturing us twice or somehow. Maybe one from your audio and one from the Discord or something.
I think I am. Hang on. Let me Say something now. Right, so maybe that will have fixed it. I don't know.
Either that, or you can't hear us at all.
If you can't hear the guys now, you guys just need to tell me. Hobbs is currently filling in my bug tracker live on stream, as you can see, saying the belated stream audio is okay for everyone except Bane, and he's actually listening to it as a bug.
We can't see that because the top chat's thing is in the way.
Oh, the top chat is in the way. Well, let me move that quickly, and you'll see that Hobbs is already in the middle of doing my beta bug sheet that he set up. Actually, there you go. You should see it now on the stream. Good times. Good times. So
That's fixed, apparently.
I fixed it. Yeah, I know what it was.
Hobbs can set that to resolve then.
We can look, if we go on here, there's a resolve part that we can do now. He's going to do that, hopefully, maybe. It'll be a bit delayed, but he might say that. So we're here to talk about beta release. It's been a long time coming. 10 years nearly.
From there to here.
From there to here, Armada 3. Before we go straight into talking about beta, Max, you started this journey. How does it feel to be near the end? Because this is the final version.
Well, you know that whole thing when you have like a satisfying journey and you're going somewhere and you're having a great trip. That's nothing like that. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's become part of my life really, and I think of yours as well. It's like we do it. It's what we do.
It's what we do. I mean, I think all four of us here today, Goal, Connor, Max, myself, it's for all of us. It's pretty much nearly a decade of hard graft to get into this final release, and that I never thought when we started out that we'd even go past the initial release. I thought we'd get to the initial release, that would be it done, and we've been constantly shocked and surprised, I think, throughout the years about you guys in the community and the support that you have for this particular mod.
And the amount of questions.
The questions.
The problem with modding, though, is it does age you. I was a teenager when I started this.
And it's only been
early
a year.
30.
I remember you were a young 16-year-old sprout.
Yeah. How old were you, Max, when you started this? Because you started it right at the beginning. How old were you then when you began?
So I started the initial foundations of this when Sins of a Solar Empire came out. Not Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. Let me check that. There was a couple of year gaps though. So Sins of a Solar Empire released in
20.
I was barely 18 when
you started.
And I'm 30 now. What have I done with my life?
12 years on Armada 3. And what about you, Chris? Chris, it's been 10 years for you, right? Because you were the first to join, or was it Connor that was the first to join?
Chris
before me did.
Chris joined first, then it was Connor.
I'm genuinely not sure.
I know
that you were already working with Phil at that point, weren't you?
Yeah, because I knew
him from Connor was in the frame. Did you meet him through something else first?
I met him through Phil or Connor?
Connor specifically. Did you meet him modding? Was it Legacy or something? That you
I met Phil modding Legacy through the Chris Jones Gaming Network, which Chris Jones does more Instagram stuff these days. Good kind of fun Instagram stuff, nature walks and stuff like that, and radio stuff. So I knew Phil from that. He's too old. I don't want him listening and hearing me say this. He's a bit older than that. If he's in his he's definitely past his 50s. I'll say that. But yeah, I knew Phil through that, and I know that you and Connor were, I think, the first two to kind of join the project. You because you were making odd comments on YouTube on the ModDB page, and Connor because he made renders for me for the project on the Sins forums, and I was like, "Hey, these are good. You want to join?" And he was like, "Yeah, all right." And that's how it went.
And rather embarrassingly, I actually, and you guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm actually going to show you a young Armada 3 team now. So,
no.
So this is
the picture, isn't it? It's that picture, isn't it?
It is. It's the original. No. It's not the one on the. I'm trying to find the one on the bridge of the Enterprise, but we're all a lot younger. We're
got
all
that here.
learning.
I've got that here somewhere. If I can find it, I can take a picture of that real quick.
Yeah. So this was a Star Trek Destination London, and that was
2014.
2014.
You know why I
Wow.
know that?
It's
Because I
there.
still.
It says it there as well.
Well, that's not because that, but I knew that particularly because I still hadn't dated the psychopathic ex-girlfriend that I dated at that point.
So
It's like in the early stages of that.
you can see as well in our glory. So we got Max here, Chris.
I was a lot
Connor,
skinnier.
and me, Bane, Keith. We're all here. So yeah. I mean, I was a lot fatter back then.
I haven't aged a day.
Look at that glorious double chin I'm wearing there. So I just seem really big compared to the rest of them. I'm a bit more forward in that picture. But that was
Well,
was
you
it.
are about 6 foot taller than me.
Horrendously changed now. It's come the opposite way.
I'm quite skinny now. But I mean,
What kind of
we
hex
had
did
these
you
T-shirts
put on us
made.
that day?
That
I still have the T-shirt. I still have it. I'm not throwing that away ever.
That was the second. That was the second release, wasn't it? That was when we added. The
That was
Dominion.
when we did Call to Arms. We were promoting that we were about to release it, and we actually had a couple of people come up to us in Destination London to do that. I can't for the life of me find a bridge picture.
No, that's what I was looking for it as well. But it was what was really cool was the fact that we also met the guys from Star Trek Online there, and I remember having a really good chat. And we didn't know this until you started speaking to them, Max. And I remember it quite vividly. And they said, "Yeah, we're massive fans of Armada 3. We actually play it at work." And we were like shocked. We were like, "You play our mod at work? What is this?" So it was great. We formed some great friendships with the guys over at the.
We could still tolerate each other at this point, so that says something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially considering everything we've been through with each other.
Yeah, and we just had a fantastic time, didn't we, when we was at Destination London? It
was amazing. Seeing Jerry Ryan up close, near touching distance, was something I'll never forget.
Surrounded by her two.
Yeah, but if you did, the security guards would have ruined you if you did.
Yeah, that was a really big guy. He would have. I'd probably be like, "Where's it?" As they're dragging me off to the hospital.
But we'll try and find that. We'll try and find that other picture of the.
The bridge picture with
Nick's if you find it, let me know.
Are we here for this beta release? What's going on with that?
We're talking about a beta release. Well, it's a little bit of reminiscing as well. That's allowed.
Yeah,
that's allowed. But we are talking about beta release as well. But it's been 10 years.
Chris, you're not hosting anymore. You don't make the rules no more.
Yeah.
But I can complain with the best of them.
That's fair, but that's more of a job with the Dutch.
Well, okay, so let's since Chris is moaning already. He's only been 5 minutes, but he's moaning already about beta. Let's just talk about beta. So we decided to do another beta release. We're not releasing on ModDB. So you guys that are here today and those members of Discord are basically hearing firsthand. So we're not going to make a big deal on ModDB. We have lots of followers on ModDB, but this isn't the full release. This is the beta release. So what that means basically is we are inviting you, our community that spend time with us here on the stream, and also spend time with us in our Discord, to basically get an early access version of Armada 3. And that's going to be on the 25th of this month, so it's not too far away. And that basically means that you're going to have to get this mod somehow outside of ModDB. And for that, what we're going to do is we're going to use a good old-fashioned Google Drive download link that we're going to provide. And you're going to have to sign up to get that link. So what we're going to have in Discord is a good old reaction role that Hobbs has kindly arranged for us to be available from the 25th. And effectively, you're going to go to that channel and you're going to opt in. And by clicking a little button on Discord, you'll see some new channels appear in Discord, and you'll be able to feed back to us about Armada 3. Now, as always, whenever we do a beta release, there are some caveats to this. As always, we are asking you, the community, to not just take this new version, which is very, very complete, but not just take it and play it and not feedback. We do want you guys to feedback, because we do need to. We're not perfect, so we try to get most of the bugs and errors. Well, Chris is perfect, maybe, but I'm not, and that's always been the case.
I'm not even going to pretend that I'm perfect.
Echo Papa was broken for a long time, as we know. So yeah,
It was. I
it
never
was.
noticed.
It was. I found it in the end though. It was quite funny. But yeah, we know there may be some things that we've missed, such as text or spelling errors. The little things, maybe there's
The
something.
feature you really want, but that's never happening.
Yeah, exactly. So you mean the Galaxy X? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
so yeah, there's always something. So what we've done is we've got some examples on here already, but effectively we're asking you guys to fill in our bug report tracker as well. So if you find something that you don't think is quite right, then let us know. Now there are some glitches when we mod scenes anyway. A good example here is just one about sometimes heroes spawn twice, and that's been around for a long time. And sometimes it happens. It's not possible to necessarily stop that one. So
Yeah, it's a very particular bug that has to do with the way that Sins of a Solar Empire Sins has an internal clock,
yeah,
which is its tick rate, and basically an ability ticks. Just to simplify it, so when the hero spawns, it has a tick that says, "Okay, I've spawned this hero," and on the next tick, it will disable the ability to spawn that hero. But sometimes you get the ability to have two actions in one tick, or there's a tick delay, which allows you to get two.
Yeah.
It's more prevalent if you're playing multiplayer with somebody who has a less than stellar parallax connection.
Yes. I see what you did there. But so yeah, it's an opportunity for you guys to help us with this final testing, and it's not because we've been lazy. We've got a play testing core that have been working really, really hard, but there's only 6 or 7 of them, so they've been working and trying to catch a lot of the big bugs, and they've done a heck of a lot of work to get us pretty much to where we are today. But we realised, like all good products really, sometimes you need to do some fixes down the line. So as I said, we're going to release on the 25th through the reaction roll, and you'll be able to get your copy of Armada 3 early access with the proviso that you'll feedback. Now, if it looks like lots of people are just taking the mod and not feeding back, obviously we will pull the link and you won't get any further updates until the full release. But we are also going to try and add a few bug fixes into this beta version as we go along, as you guys report them. So it's a way of you guys supporting us, and a way of us letting you get the final version of Armada 3 a little bit early as a reward for being committed to the Discord and committed to Stellar Parallax along the way. So hopefully that's quite exciting.
Help me.
Exactly. Help us, we help you. It's a symbiotic relationship.
And if you're really interested in helping us as a team, then it would be nice if you sub to our Patreon. One thing I do want to make clear with our Patreon is we never give early access to anything that we do on our to the fans. So you won't get access to the mod earlier if you subscribe to Patreon. I just want to make that clear. But you do get some neat behind the scenes stuff posted, like in progress models, development plans. You also get a lot of streams, some really cool audio nuggets. I got some really cool previews for AOTF in there that people have been drooling over that haven't seen the public eye yet. So yeah, just if somebody could pop the link to the Patreon in the chat.
I am hoping, Connor, could you do that for me? Because I've not got it to hand.
Also, Keith Optitronic asks, is it all right if we stream or make videos regarding the beta?
Well, that. Do you know what? I didn't even think about that one, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, considering the fact that we're not making you sign an NDA, and I don't think we plan to.
Yeah, I think it's fine. So I think my general advice now is yes, it's okay. What I would ask very kindly is if you could obviously, not mention that you got this off of the Discord, because we are trying to keep it for community members. So if you put it on YouTube, please don't say how you got the version early. Because what I don't want is just everybody, suddenly appearing and pulling the latest version and bloating out the beta. So this is a raw for your community. So as best we can, if we can manage that, and also please let people know that it is early access and you've got an early access version when you're YouTubing. But yeah, that's fine if you want to YouTube it. The more the merrier. But if you could do those two things for me, that would be great. And of course, the other thing of giving us some bug feedback as well.
Centurion says the Patreon is quite nice.
the Patreon is I mean, I'm not just gonna say it because obviously it helps us, but most of the money that comes through Patreon just goes to actually helping us make better mods. It pays for tools and things like that, so we don't actually make any money for ourselves, sadly. One day, Max, those people over at StarTrek.com and CBS or that will pay us loads of money to make a game officially for them, and we'll be rich. But it won't be this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to make my hobby my job.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you make a hobby your job, it takes the fun out of it.
It can take the fun out of it, but maybe they can hire us as consultants. But jokes aside, no, the Patreon is a really good place to get the latest stuff around what we're doing in terms of development. You'll see a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff, and the guys do a lot of streams as well on Discord to Patreon members, so it's definitely worthwhile. There's also a big article that goes up every month which Ryan curates from the developers.
Connor does a fancy render.
Yeah, Connor does some fancy rendering, some background desktop pictures, I believe.
So, yeah, Connor, could you pack like all your more recent renders up and send them to me, because I need some new desktop backgrounds.
Yes, I'll send them.
So lots of cool stuff you can get from us for just supporting us and helping us get these mods out the door, and that's what your Patreon money has gone towards. It's gone helping us get Armada 3 done. So this is the final version of Armada 3. I'm a little bit sad about it, but because it's been a long time, but also all good things must come to an end.
Until Sins 2 eventually releases and we're forced to make like Armada 4.
Armada 4. Sins 2, that would be sweet. Because obviously it's a very old engine now. But yeah, Armada 4 would be the next logical step. But for Armada 3, I think we've hopefully made the game that you guys love and adore. And again, if you've stuck with us all the way through the journey or the last decade, all I can say is thank you from the bottom of our hearts at Stellar Parallax for supporting our mods. And
insane, isn't it?
It is insane, absolutely insane. And if you haven't tried them, of course, let us just quickly mention, of course, our sister mods instead of Parallax, Ages of the Federation, and Star Trek Infinity's mod pack, which you can get for Stellaris, containing the Federation ship set.
We still need to do more to that, don't we?
There's always more work, Max. There's always more work, but. Do check out both of our other creations as well. Age of the Federation, lots happening in that one, and I'm not going to mention too much here now, but we hope to have some streams.
We're not going to take away your thunder on that one.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have a few streams hopefully, right, Max, coming up soon for Age of the Federation, and that mod, to be fair, I mean, Armada 3 has changed considerably, but that mod has also changed considerably.
Holy shit, guys! I'm just going to say this. It's going to be it's practically a new mod.
Yeah. I'm so excited for the new version of OTF. So, if you do love, Armada 3, then stay tuned for the new version of Age of the Federation. So if you weren't quite keen on Age of the Federation the first time around, I definitely think it's worth another look at, because it has changed so much. And there's some really exciting stuff. So if, for example, you love the Star Trek Enterprise era, there's a lot of cool stuff. The
original series, got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So
actually, speaking of the original series, I think an article's coming up, Connor, isn't it, that you wrote about the tossification?
I'm still writing that as we speak. It's so far about 600 words.
Oh, Jesus.
It's getting longer.
Yeah, some really some really good stuff coming. So we're hoping you'll stick with us for that one as well. For those of you worried about my imminent disappearance, that's not the case. I've still going to be around with Stellar Parallax, but of course I'll be moving away from Armada 3, and I don't know where I'm moving to. What am I moving to now, Max? What's on my list? I'm helping Echo, I think.
Yeah, you're going to become Echo's code monkey.
I'm gonna become Echo's bitch. So, but no, we myself and Echo have had a chat. We're gonna hopefully work together on some of the coding on ATF, but I'm gonna also have a little bit of a break off after Armada 3, because this year is a big year for me. A new house, new wedding. So getting married So that's it's going to be a big year for me. But you will see me around still in the team. So
Damn well better.
panic. Yeah, absolutely. You can't get rid of
I mean,
me that
your
easily.
first, yeah. No, I'm not gonna say that.
I'm part of the furniture, really. It's
No, I
just-
was gonna say like your first marriage didn't stop you from modding, so
Absolutely. The Armada Freeze, that's the running joke, guys, in our team internally, is that our Armada Free actually outlasted my first marriage. So there we go. So yeah, start a Babylon 5 mod. Do you know what? Me and Goal actually talked about that a long time ago, but the problem is we just didn't have because Max was obviously busy modelling for a lot of mods. We didn't actually have a modeler to make the models for Babylon 5. But that was actually something me and Goal wanted to consider making at one point, was a Babylon 5 mod. I think that would have been really cool. And a Warhammer 40,000 one, but we were always worried about that.
Something cease and desist.
Something CC. Although these days I don't think it'd be a problem because of
they're being more relaxed,
open.
aren't they?
Yeah, the Games Workshop has changed a lot. So that, but I think if I'm being honest, I wouldn't want to start another Sins mod now. I think we found it hard even with our latter mods because it's an older game now, and really I think if there's one thing I could wish for, I wish there was a new Sins to play with. So because we could do some wonderful stuff.
If only Stardock would listen to us.
Exactly. So how well starting a big new mod project now would be obviously years in the making, and again it's still only sadly a single core engine, and it's got its charm, Sins, but it's also got many problems that are showing in the sign of age as well. So it's good. So chat, do you have any final questions? Because this isn't a long stream, as I said. Very, very simple. There'll be a reaction role on Discord, as I said, that you can sign up to. But yeah, if you've got any kind of questions for us, now is the time to ask. There's nothing new from Armada Free perspective to show you. We have updated finally the PDF again. Thank you to Hobbs for doing that. David's been fantastic at getting this all up to date. So as we promised, there will be the PDF available for you, for those that love the old-fashioned feel of having that game manual with a strategy game. As you can see, we have our up-to-date PDF of all its fixes now for Armada Free, so that's coming as well. So any questions? Got a preview of STA3. Nothing too much to add on the STA3 front. There is a new ambassador class. Thank you, Max, for putting that in. But I'm not going to show off today. I haven't actually got scenes loaded at the moment to show it off. But in terms of the previews, if you want to see it, Peter Fufo, you can see it on our previous streams. The last one was the Dominion stream, and you can see some of the changes there. So hopefully you guys will go back and watch those.
I've got an interesting question.
Yes, go on.
What is the one feature that you personally added to SDA3 that you are most proud of?
There's so many though. I think the things I'd be most proud of would be things like finding ways to use buff chains. We did quite extensive work with buff chains and systems, and I think unless it's changed now, because I haven't played some of the other Sins mods for a while, but I still think we're the only mod that has a full map design that is an event. So like where you can load the Nemesis event, and if you don't, it will actually kill every player in 2 hours if you don't deal with it. So there's kind of like a little storyline behind that, and that was a lot of coding work. So I think for me that was pulling Nemesis off originally, because obviously it all changed as well, as you know, Max, when they updated the engine after the patch. But originally I had to working with Larvo, we devised a way to use invisible ships to pass chains to the other gravity wells. So it was kind of crazy, but that was fun. And
then you released Nemesis, and then Stardock was like, hey, here's a buff that can just do that.
Yeah, let's just make your life easier. I see, Bane, that you've made something really cool, and now we're going to put something in that can do that for you that would have made your life 100 times easier. It's saved you hours and hours of coding.
Connor, same question to you and to Gull as well, and then we'll take some more questions from the audience.
Something I'm really proud of out of STA3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back to me.
He's got to think now. It's 10 years of. What about you, Goal? Anything last 10 years you're really proud of in STA3?
Oh, we know what he's proud of.
Honestly, I just think the synergy between the races. I know it's changed so many times, but I quite like the fact that
Well, actually, I meant feature that you specifically built. Like
me. I'm not sure I've done anything at all in that.
I don't know, there's an entire faction that has your voice on it.
Yeah, but I'm not proud of that.
You know?
Hobbs doesn't like it, and it makes me sad.
This is wrong. It's beautiful.
I'm really not sure. Specifically, I think some of the lore not friendly, but Illusions 2 maps are really, really nice on there. And as I say, the fact that every race feels different. I know that's something that I didn't have a direct hand in, like me alone, but we were all part of that, weren't we? So I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Come on, Connor, give us one.
Ooh, matron.
Probably definitely more so. I think some of the artwork I put into there, mostly because that's essentially what I did. It's nice that it got I was responsible for a good chunk. I really enjoyed doing the Cardassian UI. That was a pretty high moment as well for that. And yeah, I think the intro is probably the best thing I've done for STA3 at the moment.
Oh, the intro's fantastic.
Most recent.
I still think that render that we're looking at, it's an older one of yours, but it's the one we worked on together.
Oh, that's the original recreation.
It's an older render, but it checks out.
Yeah. I mean, I personally really, I like, of course, like it feels like a classic Activision era Trek game, which is really, yeah, the goal, like with the music, the sound design, everything, I think we're going to take that to the next level with AOTF, but, and of course, how it graphically improved. Like if you look at like the first screenshots of A3 and then you look at it now, and like how much has changed, like the backgrounds, the UI, the stations, the ships, the planets, everything. And as Danny asked, yes,
I'm still a little bit disappointed that we didn't call ourselves Yak Division.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that because I had a really cool intro sequence in our head for that.
We would be sued the crap out of them.
What about you, Max? What's the thing you're most proud of?
Well, like I just said, like the graphical development of how everything got better, like I had a lot of like that, things like that.
But also, it's for you personally. Is that you think that's your greatest achievement?
Well, I think my greatest achievement right now is in AOTF 2, and that's my new Galaxy class and Nebula class model. Those are like my top-notch stuff, like my new the stuff that I'm doing now. I'm so proud of. But I think I'm also really proud that we were able to what I did personally.
Well, you started it.
Yeah, but I've done a lot of, like, when it comes to the models, there's so much stuff that I've done. And there's a lot of stuff I ported and didn't do. I know I'd say a lot of the particle effects I'm really proud of, like stuff like, like the heroes going to warp with the Intrepid rotating its engines, and like the scimitar with its wings opening up. I think that was one of the high points back in the day where I'm like, yeah, fucking got that done. Yeah.
I remember that. You rushed in to chat and you were like, I've done it! I've pulled it off. You're like, Keith, you got to see this. You got to see this. And then you're like, what? Wait for it. It was great. It was really good. Really, really good.
You got some good questions in chat at the moment.
So
let me scroll back up.
I think
tell us something that you've worked on that's totally new and hasn't been touched on publicly from AOTF 1 or 2.
I'll talk about it.
Yeah, this is an STA3 Steam. We're not going to talk about AOTF. Centurion asks, any favorite changes of yours going into this next version?
I would
traveling phases.
Say,
traveling phases for me.
Traveling phases from an art perspective, from a balance perspective, I would say that I actually like the fact that the starter ships, some of the classic ships like the Miranda class, for example, the Raptor for the Klingons, they're actually usable all the way through now. Whereas like in the old version, they were just kind of like, yeah, I built them at the start, and then you never built them again, and they were just like cannon fodder. So I actually feel like for the first time, every ship is useful, and that's always something I've tried to strive for, because there's a lot of ships in A3, and I think people we talked about it recently, Max, where we've like been designing AOTF a lot with Echo, is that perhaps we just had too many ship classes in A3, and it was really hard to balance all the ships out to make them feel unique and also to have a role. But I think we've made it. I think we've actually got to the final version where every ship actually does something useful and has a role and is quite exciting.
Yeah, I think part of the fact is that because we're not deviating from the stock formula much in A3. Like we're adding some things, we're doing some things different, but we're not as radically different from stock as say in AOTF. So with roles, we have a lot less issues than we had with AOTF 1 especially.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm quite proud of the fact that we found a use for every ship now, and that they're usable all the way through.
Danny Rhymes says, am I right in understanding that phaser/beam travel was coming to STA3? You're correct.
Yes.
Let's see. Draconian says, Max, stop teasing me with nebulas. Nah, no.
Sammy also said, just want to say thank you so much for the ST3 mod. It was honestly the thing that got me into computer gaming back in 2014. So I cannot wait to get to see what comes next. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy. That's very kind. Very, very kind. It continues. I still remember playing back in 2014 and seeing how much has changed since is mind-blowing, and seeing a lot of the smaller changes has always been some of the coolest stuff. Thank you very much, Samuel.
Optitronic asks, what's your favorite class of Federation ship?
Well, you and I have arguments about it for like the last 10 years, and you already know.
Oh, no. That's strength-wise, but favorite, it's Akira. All the way down.
Really? Your favorite is the Akira?
Yeah.
Not the Galaxy?
No, I think the Galaxy is stronger than the Nebula, but we're not going to open that can of worms.
No, don't do that now.
My favorite is the Nebula class. It's my favorite starship, and will always be my favorite starship. Thank you.
It's the New Orleans for me. I just love its pocket galaxy aesthetic.
Chris, what about you? He's thinking. Is he going to say something Cardassian, do you think?
I was going to say like the one that's burning, probably something like that.
Maybe he's going to say. Is he going to go with the glorious joke? He's not answering. He's staying quiet. That's fine.
All right, fine then. Captain Crunch asks, in terms of functionality, how will the Terran Empire work? Is there a specific way to trigger them to spawn?
It's part of the minor faction, so it is random. But the way that they work is you can put a diplomacy station down, and then you have them on your side as a minor faction. And it's not a bad minor faction to have. They've got some interesting abilities, and very cool looking ships with very cool yellow paintwork on. They are.
There's abundance of yellow paint in the Terran Empire.
Yeah, they just must mass produce yellow paint. It's very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Is it supposed to represent gold though, isn't it? Like their uniform?
I don't know if it does. I honestly don't know.
Good choice of the Akira, says Samuel.
Revcor says my favorite not capital Fed ship is the Excelsior. Excelsior is a beautiful ship. And it's not, and Sam, it's not bad that you love a lot of the TNG kit bash ships. A lot of them are really good.
They are.
And you'll love Age of the Federation too, because the first fleet is all those Wolf 359 goodies.
Absolutely.
The thing with the kit bash fleet as well is it's a lot better design than the DS9 kit bash fleets.
Oh, definitely.
Do you guys plan on getting STA3 more out there? I float around a good few Star Units, and they're always blown away when I actually show them the mod, and it's kind of amazing how few are aware. I mean, if you can make some suggestions, Graves, we'll certainly reach out to the Star Trek community. I mean, we try to. There's a lot of more modern Star Trek communities out there that we're not aware of, but you know, we try to. There's a big Star Trek group on Discord actually. Just called Star Trek, so I'll probably post in there as well once we get to full release. I won't do it now, but I'll probably do it when we get to full release. and we'll see, because I think they have something ridiculous amount of members. I can't remember how many it was now. It's like thousands and thousands of members. So, yeah.
Templar, any specific AOTF 2 or 1 questions? Like your question there is going to be reserved for an AOTF stream, so just join those when they happen. And yeah, Revcore, yeah, the Jaeger is one of those bad DS9 era.
Could you add Fightball's websites to the PDF? It would be. I mean, I'll ask the guys to add it to the wiki, because I think there's not much point adding the fighter bombers on this, because they won't. It doesn't really work in that format. So, but effectively, I'll say it here that the bombers are anti-very heavy, and the fighters are anti-light from memory, or anti-very light. Sorry. So there you go. Or that's across all of them. Favourites is a Directive, says Captain Crab.
Crabs Galore says, I do my part and show the mod quite honestly everywhere I go. Thank you.
So you should. In fact, I ran into, true story, I ran into a guy in my World of Warships clan, and I was talking to him, and he said, what do you do anything else like other games? I said, well, part of my hobby is making mods for Sinister Empire. He's like, oh really? Do you make a mod? I was like, yeah. He goes, what one do you make? And I said, I make Armada 3. He's like, oh, you make Armada 3? And I've had that a few times, and I've ran into a guy.
I've had a guy at work that was like, oh, you make the Armada 3 mod? I play that. I was like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah, same with me. A few years back, I met a guy who was sort of doing some networking work for me that I hired to his company, and he was an engineer. And he came down, and we started talking over the few days he was there, setting up my network. And he's like, I play Armada 3 all the time. Wow, this is just really surreal. So there's been some really nice things. That actually, if I had to pick one memory out of the Armada 3 history that kind of brought me a few tears to my eye was, do you remember a few years back there was that guy who was in hospital?
Yeah, that got through serious surgery and was like, send us a message that our mod got him through bloody surgery. It's like, holy shit! Part of me was like, I don't want to have that responsibility on my shoulders, but I'm really flattered.
Yeah, and we got a really lovely letter from him, and he's going for terrible cancer ops at the time, I think, and
serious surgery. I don't know if it was cancer, but it was something bad.
Something really bad, and he just all he had was his laptop while he was recovering, and so he was playing Armada 3, so that was really comforting because he wanted a game that he could play for a long time,
Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah, I know Salty also promotes SDF a lot. He does indeed, Samuel. It is like Manchester do promote a lot, as it should be. It's a great word. Well, thank you, Samuel. That's very kind. Yeah, we do have those. We've had some really good things. We got mentioned in PC Gamer. That was really
multiple times at this point.
Yeah,
and they kind of link back to that article.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good as well. So.
I think we were mentioned in like a recent thing they did a while back. I think like when Picard came out, they did an article about the best Star Trek games, and I think we were mentioned like as an honorary mention or something.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a really good relationship with ModDB all along the way as well, to be honest. So, we've been very fortunate. I think we're fortunate over the last 10 years. Yeah.
I can remember when I think 0.5 and 9.5 and Core to Arms came out. I mean, Total Biscuit did a review and Nerdcube did a review on the mod as well, which really...
Nerdcube did a bunch of series like relatively recently as well. Did a Let's Play again because it was popular still.
Yeah. Well, new version coming. Perhaps I'll reach out to these people, just tell them by email that we've released the final edition. And we had that, obviously, Captain Shack playing it as well. What have we got here? I keep telling about people about another servers. Your mod is fantastic. Thank you very much, Captain Crunch. While using the Obsidian Order, one of the abilities was super OP, the one that disables the fleet. Even Titans are disabled. Has this been fixed? Yes, it has. It has been neutered slightly. You can blame Mr. Gull for all those super powerful abilities, right, Gull?
Normally it's me.
He's not here to defend himself, so I can just blame him at the moment. He's just sitting there quietly in the background.
No,
yeah,
his mic's not muting and he's screaming at the screen.
yeah, that's it. But it's, yeah, they've all been adjusted. The thing is, with minor factions, some of them are a bit zany, but then minor factions have got to be fun to play with. So if you choose to have them on, they are a bit zany. So, and the same with like the random events. Some of them are a bit zany. There.
Glad that Star Destroyer's gone though.
Oh, you're going to get so much crap for saying that. You know that. There was like a campaign. They were talking about starting a petition to get it back, and sending it to you. So let's see what else we got. We got. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, and it's so strange. A lot of downloads to the mod on ModDB traffic, but the communities that play the mod are so widely spread and sparse. Those large mods.
Yeah, it's not like there's one like big place. Like we were hoping to create that with our Discord, but
yeah,
I think we created the Discord too late in a way. Like I think the Discord came late when we were already well known. Like I think if Discord was a thing like as it is now. Like when we released initially, we'd have a ginormous community. I remember one day, right? Remember we on ModDB, we used to have like a steady 1,000 to 3,000 views, and then we were featured like we were top post on Reddit Gaming at one point, and suddenly we had like 20,000 views in like a day.
Yeah, it was mad.
I remember that, and I just started thinking like, I think the craziest part was when the amount of downloads passed the amount of people that live in my city. I was like, you know what? If all the fans of the mod that downloaded it were here, they could fill the city.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
Just that idea, it was just like it blew my mind. Like that was 150,000 at the time. We've passed a couple of million at this point.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just crazy, really, when you think about the numbers. Yeah.
Felmer asks, has Scimitar Perfect Cloak been fixed? And President Magikarp asks, has Echo Papa 6 or 7 been fixed for the final release?
Both are fixed and working as intended, which is either good or bad for you, depending on whether you're on the receiving end of either event. But yes, they've both been fixed. So Echo Papa will no longer crash the game. That was a dodgy ability on one of the clones that I managed to fix. And
it wasn't easy to fix, was it?
It wasn't. It took you. You were laughing. I remember you being there, and Sovereign was there as well. Echo was laughing. It's like it was like it's always that last thing you look at, and it was something like because Echo Papa splits. It was a really complex buff chain. It splits like 3 or 4 times in the event based on the hull, and the original one cloaks itself where it phases out, and it was like the third split clone that had a dodgy buff chain on it that was broken that caused the game to crash, but it took me ages to work out.
You see, folks, like Sins is one of the best games when it comes to troubleshooting your mods, except for buffs.
Yeah.
Like if a buff is broken, you're just going to be just looking at your screen going like, I don't know why it's not working.
What else have we got? I've never had to cope with surgeries, but this mod has definitely been my favourite. Happy gameplay for the better part of last decade. Thank you, Balkan. Pretty much any time someone writes an article about best Sims mods or best starter guides, I always see STA3 and OTF mentioned, which is good Optotronic, I think. Would you consider doing a Dev versus Borg stream for the final release of STA3? So
sure, but don't expect it to last long with me in it.
Well, I don't think any of us are, even me, though. I don't think any of us are great these days compared to some of the other players out there. Yeah, I was completely surpassed by our community. In terms of the game, I remember when we first met Draconis and he joined the team. Do you remember, Max? You and I were so confident we'd win with our Romulan.
Yeah, we were like, all right, let's do this. Come on, we're gonna slap this little boy. We're gonna slap this boy around. You were like, oh yeah, boy, you can take us on. And we were like, how can you have this fleet in our homeworld at this point?
He iron cannoned us to oblivion. We were so sad. And he joined the team in the end, so it was good.
That's just like, there's a meta to this mod.
Yeah, we are going to try and do Centurion. Obviously, the devs all have really busy lives now because they're all grown older and have families and things. But we're going to try and do a final version release stream. I'm hoping to get as many devs as I can, both past and present. I have emailed a few of them, but who have you
emailed?
So I sent a message out to Simon, and I sent.
I'm pretty sure he'd be down.
Yeah, I sent a message out to Draconis as well. To say
And I think depending on him, how busy he is, he'd be down.
yeah. So hopefully we're gonna try and get a few people, and I also sent one out to Zermi as well. So
Could you try to do a shout out to Phil? See if he's at least willing to pop in and say hi if he's not able to game.
if you
I mean,
have
he
a
was quite-
contact address for me, I will make an effort.
I know his name and I know that he has Facebook, but that's about it.
Okay, we can have a look. So we'll try and bring back some of the devs past and present. There is a manufacturer that allows you to destroy a structure in a system that does not exist anymore, Samuel. It's sadly gone. You will not be able to just one-shot a structure anymore. Sad is the manufacturers that had that. Yes, the scimitar pellet cloak is fixed. Well, I'll probably not scroll down enough. Armada FreeCon when? That would be so cool to have our own convention.
Can you imagine, like, if actually, like, you know what, if 1,000 people would show up, like, I would be, like, flabbergasted. Like, if more than 5 show up, I'd be flabbergasted, to be fair.
If we all got them to dress in Star Trek uniforms as well.
I'd dress in my Star Trek uniform, especially if the comm badge that Hobbs got me will be in at that point.
Wait, you're still planning to go to Star Trek destination, aren't you?
Oh, you know, with COVID almost to an end and me getting my vaccination this month.
It's in November. Is it Nottingham this year? Birmingham.
Should be London still.
Or is it London? Oh, it is London still. Or in that case, I might go if I can get a ticket. I don't know if I get a ticket now.
I'm still on the fence when it comes to international travel. Like I'll see how this winter goes, and then we'll talk about international travel.
Well, if there's a few of the team that do go to Star Trek London, we will certainly let the community know in case you are going and you want to say hello.
Captain Crunchas, is reflecting Reaper beams still a thing? Speaking of which, I updated the visuals for that.
Yes, you did. You did. And thank you for that. Yes, you can still reflect a Reaper beam with the carbonite deflector. And it's very painful when you do. But you could. There are also, if you've watched the videos, lots of ways to disable the poor progenitor and make it spin right round, right round. Curious, early on, was the Ferengi ever considered to be a playable faction? Max, was the Ferengi ever considered to be playable?
No. No.
A lot of people want that though, don't they? They want a playable Ferengi.
There's a submod that has that. It's by a German guy who actually tried to get him to join the mod team. His English is just very poor, which makes communication very difficult.
Okay, well maybe he'll release a submod again. Maybe.
Project Magikarp asks, have you guys ever gotten fan mail from the developers at Stardock for Armada 3 Age of the Federation? I know they feature Armada 3 in the launch a lot. No, but I'm in direct contact with the developers.
Some hate mail.
From time to time on their Discord.
Chris is back now. He missed all his questions, but he's back.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I went for num-nums.
So,
Chris, what's your favorite Federation ship?
Probably the Constellation.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, bloody hell, an original answer.
It used to be the Excelsior, as I recall, in the comment section.
I do really like the Excelsior. I think it's a really nice blend of sleek and kind of classic. But there's something about the Constellation I really like. I think it's so ugly that it's pretty, which is possibly the only way that I'll ever be able to, become someone's husband.
I was going to say, is this some sort of projection you're doing right
Is
there?
that because the Constellation's on all fours?
It could be.
Draconian, one of our loyal all-time followers, asks, is there any canon ships that you wish to add but couldn't due to Sin's limitations?
I'm all in.
I would have preferred to get like the whole Wolf 359 fleet like as buildable ships.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not it. Constellation poster pre-refit. There is no pre-refit Constellation. There's just the Constellation.
Was there? Yeah, because there was. You designed a TOS kind of version of the ship, didn't you? Or was there one?
No, that's Stowe did that.
Stowe
The
did
Gemini.
that. Yeah, the Gemini.
It's horribly derivative.
Yeah. I love the Phoenix for the shield damage redistributively. I always build at least 2 of them. The
Good
Phoenix,
man.
yeah,
Understands the
Phoenix
meta.
Good ship. Mega Cube. Oh yeah, we
The
always
Fusion
joke.
Cube.
The Fusion
Yeah, we
Cube,
were
wouldn't it be
joking about
cool?
that.
But the problem is it'd be too big for the gravity wells. It's just too big. That was always the issue.
I mean,
with
it was too big, and like the
oh, it's too big in Armada
and
2.
and the thing is, like, functionally, we couldn't do it. Like, we can split ships up into parts, technically in a glitchy
kind of way,
mess around kind of way, but putting two ships together is an impossibility at this point.
Yeah. Did you not think that the fusion cube was pretty unwieldy in Armada 2 as well, though?
That actually at that point felt like an actual Borg cube.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the normal cubes were too much of a pushover. Speaking of Armada 2, I recently acquired an actual physical copy of Armada 2 that I haven't had all these years because when it's gonna sound sad, but when I was young, of course, I didn't have the money to buy it, and I was used to borrow it from the library.
Get the violins out.
I used to borrow it from the library, and I finally got my hands on a copy, which is in such bloody good condition. It's
rare.
Insane.
Very rare.
And I found out there's actually a bunch of printing errors in the manual. It's terrible. It's
that's classic though. That's classic old style computer games. That
yeah. Like for example, like Chris gonna laugh. It's on Cardassian ships, right? So you've got the Gull Visten class, right? Well, that's the Fide Nice picture. But then that same picture is used on the Brinnock. And on the page before that, the Legate class uses the Facade class picture, but the Facade class is 2 ships up on the page. Let me take a picture with my phone and I'll post it to Discord. Maybe you can show the guys. Well, I bought it for tenner off the Dutch version of eBay, which basically the guy didn't know what he was sitting on.
But yeah, no. When will we see Armada 3 devs play Armada 2? This is President Magic. Well,
I'd be down for it with the fleet operations mod.
We could do the channels. Yeah, the fleet operation was very, very good as well. Is there a date for the beta?
I actually think that would be a really cool thing for the Stellar Parallax channel. Like get some like Bridge Commander, Birth of the Federation. It'd be super cool.
Which is devs play classic games.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Keith, I'm gonna post these pictures in random dev stuff.
Okay.
You can show them off on stream.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Lel Matasha question. We did go over it earlier, and it was it's the 25th of this month, and the way you get it is through a reaction roll on Discord. Ta-da. And then you get some new channels and a place to download it from on Google Drive.
So look at the condition of that. Like the manual is still stiff.
Let me see if
Revcore says, ever thought of a TMP era mod? Keep your eye on Ages of the Federation 2, which is practically a TMP mod.
There we go. So people should see that now, hopefully.
There's a bit of a delay from the stream for me, so.
Yeah, but it will come up.
Pretty Warships.
Pretty
PDF.
Warships. And then we had the other ones.
Yeah, so if you look there, you see the Facade and the Legate class have the same picture. And then you see the Gull Visten, which has the right picture. And if you look at the other one, Keith.
Yeah, I've already got it.
The Brinnock, yeah.
It'll take a while, but it will appear. Special weapon, drones. Special weapon, microorganisms. I wonder if people realise that a lot of our abilities in Armada 3 are named after the Armada 2 ones.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they do.
I hope so.
You hope so. People
James
remember.
Beach says devs play SFC2. Oof. Do you want to see somebody get murdered by that one guy in our team who probably has played that game?
Yeah.
All I know is smash the Z button and win.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think...
Oh my god, the Valus and the Raptor class pictures are just inverted. There's so many errors on this. Oh, this is terrible.
So I think, guys, we're probably going to start to bring the stream to a close because it's only going to be a short stream. But it's been a joy. That obviously there'll be much more time to catch up with, hopefully, the dev team when we do the actual full release, and we hope to do the devs play the Borg match, which will just end with the devs dying, but we'll try it anyway. And I'm hoping that we can get as many devs in that as possible. But yeah, you'll have plenty of opportunity to ask us questions during that stream because that'll be a long one, I'm sure. But of course, I just want to thank you once again for joining us this evening, and I want to thank Max, Gull, and Connor for for being here with me to talk about beta and some good memories. So thank you guys.
I want to add one more comment. Draconian says, "I want to see a return of Star Trek Bridge Crew, full of idiots." I don't. A crew full of idiots. I don't believe what the title was good. Yeah, we did that. It was fun. I wouldn't mind be
We did that again.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magikarp, if you'd pop that information over to me on Discord.
So, yeah, that's great. So, without further ado, I'm just going to say goodbye, guys. I'm going to play our brand new, state-of-the-art, wonderful intro video one more time before I sign off to stream. But from me and the guys, at least, it's goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Meh.
Ajax to fleet. Prepare for engagement. Fire pulse cannons at will. My disruptor fire will be the last thing you ever see again.